being.
Yes, right.
Which is
in
real.
the being,
right.
in the body.
And again, words, go back to the words. It's such a fun conversation. I mean, it's such a fascinating topic. I've always wondered, how people could not learn about this stuff.
I don't know, like, growing up, I grew up very, Southern Baptist religious. So to me, I was sheltered from a lot of these things. But they fascinated me. Anytime I got a hold of something, I was just, craving for more. And so by the time I was able to, be my own, caretaker essentially and make my own decisions, I had delved very deep into the spiritual realm, the metaphysical realm, be that what it may. I've learned a lot. I've made some great connections with people, and I don't know, it guides me to keep pushing forward and pushing more, kind of like Tool Spiral Out. You know what I mean? Keep going. Exactly. You don't stop. Why do you even stop? There's no point, because even after you're out of this physical vessel, you're going to keep going.
And that is a phenomenal truth that most people, I don't think, want to understand. Sorry about the noise, folks. My glasses are dirty. But I don't think people want to understand that it's this is infinite.
Yeah.
You really want it to be over, and it's and I have that problem. I have that hypocritical, egotistical statement where I'm just I don't want to go through this again, man. I'm fucking tired, man. And
it's that spiral coming back around, saying, are you going to deal with it now? How about now? What about now? I'm going to keep giving you the opportunity until you take it.
Right.
And then it's going to be like a fucking, the tower card in the tarot falling down everywhere because it's this huge explosion because it was this small little problem. Now it's this big, gigantic, monumental thing.
Yeah. Well, and that's something I learned about in the studies of Mother Darkness, of the Dark Mother, and how when you embrace that darkness as a necessity, and you realize you are going to be taken to the underbelly and the regions of everything
and
that you could ever go through. Yeah, and it's and you only have to go as far as you need to. You don't have to go through the darkest shit in the world. And it's if you want to know why evil exists, it's because people aren't choosing to deal with their problems.
Exactly. This is the whole reason, besides the whole, get into that whole... what do I want to call that? Conspiracy theory talk of interdimensional beings. We'll just swipe that under the rug for now. But, I mean, I totally lost when I got hooked on my interdimensional beings. I love aliens way too much.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think it's very interesting that people have this judgment towards, well, this is what I've studied, and this is what's real, and it's
why do you have to be right? Why do you have to be right all the time? Why can't we just say, I don't fucking know, and I just want to be happy, and why can't we just get along? I mean, don't worry. You know what I mean? Be happy. Come on, people. Can't we just freaking take care of each other? Stop being selfish.
That's really where it gets interesting, because it's, again, people can't perceive what we're talking about, or they won't.
They haven't experienced it. They won't let them.
Well, and it's like you were saying, you were told, or you were more or less sheltered.
Yeah.
Because in that sheltering, and then we have to say, and this is something I've learned that I can't even tell some of the people who have raised me and been around my life. I have to wait for the right moments where they say something along the lines, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of fucked me up. And it's and I'm not saying you fucked me up. I'm saying your journey, what you went through, what you had to go through.
Yeah.
That didn't really help me, but it was what I had to go through too.
Yeah.
So obviously it was all necessity, but we can't be that personal. And everybody's stop taking it personal, stop being personal. It's you are me and I am you. Yeah. How is this not personal?
Yeah, and the scariest thing is, I have the same problem. I don't like talking to my family about personal things because, think of me being a little kid, having somebody break your trust, just like any person, you're not going to trust them any longer. You're going to close off because I'm clumsy.
You'll close off.
Yeah, you close off like any normal person would probably do. They would close off.
We were just talking about that with somebody very close to us who had somebody close to them, when somebody close to them died, make a judgment, and it spiraled out, and not only that, but we've had other people who have had these effects where, you know, somebody treats them like this or somebody dies in front of them. Like, there's so
They take
many.
it on.
I mean, how would you not take it on? I mean, imagine watching somebody die in front of you.
I know.
You know,
I know.
I found a dead body before, and I had to call the cops, and I flipped her over, and it was an old black lady, and they're like, "Can you resuscitate her?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, she's dead. Like, I don't know what to do." And they came, and they were pumping her like a damn fish,
and there's
flopping up and down.
And there's no, like, help for the trauma of being human, going through an experience like that, when really we should be taking care of with each other when shit like that does happen.
Right.
You know, but we don't have those types of things in place.
Well, and imagine the people, like, that was just something that I came across randomly. That's not something that was in my life because of decisions I made or because I had to go through repeatedly. There's people who've gone through that kind of stuff every day, and we treat them like they are okay. Like, it's like, oh, these thugs in the hood, and they, you know, they're living that life,
Perfect
killing
example.
each other, and that's their fault.
It's not.
Fuck you, man.
It's totally not their fault, because if we looked
There's no racism.
at the bigger picture, if we looked at if we looked at the bigger picture, they want us to believe it's a race war.
Yeah.
Yes, there is racism, but it's not a race war. They want to create a race war. They want to keep us separate. They want us not to connect to each other. They don't want us to support our brothers and sisters. They don't want us to go out into the quote-unquote hood and help homeless people. They don't want us to give them houses. They don't want us to feed them. They don't want us to educate anybody. You know, and this is a big system problem. This is a internal problem.
Well, it's funny you say that, because it's just like, I always like see synchronistic opportunities that could happen, but we don't look at things in the bigger picture. Randall Carlson talks about that with science, but it's such a phenomenal thing. You could have these people who are fighting for gun rights and walking around open carrying. Go walk in the hood. Go knock door to door and get them to join you and really get people involved in a neighborhood that needs people walking around with guns.
Exactly.
You know, because that's the reality. If we as Americans in certain places can walk around with guns, then why aren't you being responsible and going and fighting for your fellow citizens and standing there on the corner, being like, here we go.
Exactly. And speaking of that, I saw this thing on Facebook where I guess Jesse... Oh, I don't know. No. I can't think of his last name right now. He's a speaker, a prominent speaker, but for rights, black rights. What is his name right now?
Oh man, I know
you know who I'm talking.
Jackson.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Jesse Jackson,
Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I remember this correctly, but apparently he had encouraged all black citizens to go out and get guns and to get. I don't know. I didn't read it. I don't know if it said to get registered or to be illegal or whatever. I'm sure it said to be illegal and get registered, because why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I think that's a great idea. Yeah. I think that is a fantastic idea. People think, oh, that's scary. They're going to kill each other. We're going to have drugs. No.
But listen to that right there. You are completely right. But the fact that they're going to kill each other, it's a no. We need to integrate each other into. Like I even said, they. It's like no. We need to get rid of that concept. We need to integrate, because it's not just black people living in suburban areas.
No.
It's just they're the majority, and that in itself is a reality we seem to look beyond. It's like white kids and Hispanics and Puerto Ricans. Like there's a whole section of New York that's dedicated to Latin Americans. Why is that not a conversation and everything going on? And I guarantee you there's discrimination from the police against them.
Completely.
Because it's called fear. And that's something, again, nobody's addressing. It's not the cops' faults. It's not the people's faults. It's all of our faults.
It's all of our faults for not looking within, right? And knowing ourselves, one, knowing the truth within ourselves, for two. And when I say the truth within yourselves, I really mean taking a deep look at the soul of yourself and the universe and this world and what you really mean and what it means to you and how you embody through it is what I mean. Looking within yourself to understand that this is a bigger picture than what you are perceiving, because like he has said, you cannot perceive something of which you do not know. So the goal for me personally through my business essentially is to shine as bright as I can and be that perception for people by showing them in motion what it is to be that.
Well, and it's interesting, and we said this, we were talking earlier, you guys, me and Natanhna, about how LILTradio.com, Natanhna has a way she presents her light, like she said, to the world. And LILTradio.com is presenting multiple lights and has to stay in a kind of neutral zone. And so going into that neutral zone, what she was just saying about looking at your soul, this is something for all you out there who may be atheists or agnostics and still listening, but don't agree with those kind of concepts of the soul. I mean, I'm going to go back to the science aspect of it. The quantum physics. Well, I'm going to go even further. The quantum physics of it. The electromagnetic bioelectric field of the body. How is your electromagnetic field affecting the electricity around you? Exactly. Screw the religious aspect if you don't want to think about it that way. Look at the physical. The physical is an image of what we're talking about. And this is not a religious concept. This is a science in your material physical world that's being discussed since the 1930s by Albert Einstein. And that blows me away. Albert Einstein was a quantum physicist, and I wasn't taught that. I didn't learn that. I mean, I didn't go to college, though, so, I don't know what they're teaching you in college. It doesn't seem like they're teaching much, though, because a bunch of kids are, either uneducated or, no jobs, don't know how to handle money.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, I'm lucky. I'm feeling like I'm blessed because I've been seeing so many people around our age group, late 20s, early 30s, really coming up in the world, in their power, in their truth, of what they feel to be really true in their hearts, and doing it, you know what I mean? And so it's encouraging because they're doing it from grassroots. Right. They're not needing this fake money, okay, this debt. When you have money, you have debt. When you have debt, you have money. It's vice versa. It goes together. It never goes away. It's always there, people. Currency. I need you to understand this, is that fake money, a monopoly dollar has more value than your American dollar bill. If you do not believe me, please do the own research because you'll find out that it's the truth. Yeah. And it's sad.
It's a destructive force, when you're constantly trying to earn something, why do you have to earn your life?
Yes, why? Thank you. That is, why don't people talk about this every day? We are beings of creator, whatever you want to call it, a source. Thank you. I don't mind calling it anything. Yeah, and
besides God.
We were given this earth. We were given these planets. We were given these universes. We're given this mind, this body, this soul, the Trinity. Okay, essentially. Yeah. And everything is there for you to embody. So why should I have to work and slave my life away to live? There's no reason. I am God-given this right to be here, and I shouldn't have to work for other people. Who says they own this land? Nobody owns this land. We own this land together. Yeah. And that's once again still the whole reason why I want to do my business, is just to kind of push that out to people, show people like, hey, this is the life that we could be living. We could be doing something better. We could be happy. We could not be struggling.
Well, and that's the big thing is struggling or suffering. Something that I was learning about Buddhism is there's only pain. Suffering is an aspect of the mind. It's an aspect of the mind, just like time. Time is an aspect of the mind. There's only now. Yeah. There is growth and development, evolution, revolution, synchronicity, infinity. There's movement. Yeah. Movement is existence, but time is not movement. Time is a measurement of movement that we have created. And because we were like, oh, let's see this and that. And it's like, no. Just watch the stars, watch the moon, watch the sun. You'll see what's going on. Yeah. You can really tell. It's like, oh, look, there's a different star in the sky. It's getting bigger. That might be an asteroid.
Something.
It's like, there's tons of ways. I mean, this is my favorite thing. Turn off your lights. I think we should have a dark hour.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about this.
Yeah, and you can have light sensors. I don't give a shit about light sensors. But most lights should be off past a certain time so we can see the damn sky. Yeah,
that's not fair.
The fact that we are being kept from seeing the sky makes me kind of go into that interdimensional aspect.
That's a good point.
Of what the hell is above us.
That's a good point.
That bothers me.
Into the conspiracy theory, I'm all about it. But people, they had this one crazy one that they were like, the moon is fake, and I refuse, and I only tell you why, because I'm a woman. And I am a goddess. The goddess is tied to the moon. And you tell me those ebbs and flows of that ocean doesn't come and go. And that moon is real, people. Get a grip.
Well, and they've said that it's because of technology, and it's because of something.
They said some display on the moon, whatever.
And it's hologram. And that's where I was listening, and I'd really like to have this guy on. He's Crow777, and he's a YouTube guy who films the moon all the time. Like, he's been dedicating his life to it. And he has this thing, it's called a lunar tide, and it's like a shimmer. and that's why he says he thinks it's a hologram, because the only thing that makes sense.
The hologram's okay.
I would like to talk to him about the fact, though, that maybe it's not a machine projected hologram. Maybe he's seeing the quantum physical hologram that gives you the. And I think with that information plus what he's talking about the base on the other side of the moon, I do think there's people on the moon.
Oh, completely.
I mean, hands down.
Completely.
Because it's ridiculous that one, we don't see the other side of the moon.